Yo, what the deal? It's your boy X.E.L. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you. Yes, you. Thank you for coming back. But if you are new here, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. That'll let you know when I drop another video. Today, what I want to do is talk about the comparison of the Cakewalk Sonar versus Cakewalk by Bandlab. I know there's a lot of questions that people have, like what's missing, what's different, what does one have that the other one doesn't. So I'm going to try to break it down as best I can in this video. This is going to be both the free tiers. Cakewalk by Bandlab was free. This is the Cakewalk by Sonar, which is free as well. And I'll tell you, what you can actually get if you do the subscription, and I'll kind of show you those little things in here as well. So with that said, let's get started. All right, so here we are in Cakewalk Sonar, and it has this free license is what I'm on right now. You can get membership, you can learn more. Pretty much the same kind of setup as it is in Cakewalk, but not necessarily the same. It looks a little different. It gives a newer feel for sure. So let me bring up Cakewalk so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so here we are, and the Cakewalk one, as you see, there's, your new projects is still here. You have your recent projects, existing projects, and demo projects. It just doesn't give that same newer feel, but it still does the job that it needs to do. I've made templates for my stuff, so I'm going to open up this template here. This is the old Cakewalk by Bandlab. So here is how it looks. A couple of things that they've kind of done to the new Sonar is like some drag and drop features. I'll show that a little bit later on in the video. Like the EQs, you'll actually be able to see them inside of the regular tracks. The things that they did take away that they've added as a subscription for Sonar, one of those things is up here, this workstations, where you have an option to do, different types of workstations, whatever you have set up. This is for a lot of people, the older kind of Cakewalk. They use a lot of workstations to kind of do things. You will have more arranger. You have a whole bunch of arrangement options here that none of them are blocked off. As you can see, you can just do new arrangement tracks. You can do a duplicate of the arrangement that you have. It has more options in here. I'll show you in Sonar where they kind of took those away. When you're doing your export advanced. All right, so this brings up your export, right? So in your export, you do have this dithering option, and you do see the power 1, 2, and 3 on the Sonar. You have little crowns on here. I'll show you that in this video as well. And also down here, you have tasks. So if you create a task, let's say you just add a task, usually you can just run the task. You have an option for the Sonar. You have to actually have the membership in order to run different tasks. This doesn't help me because when I do like TV and film projects, I'll have like a whole bunch of different tasks that I wanted to do at one time, and that kind of is eliminated by this. But I mean, you can still use it. There's no issue or problem with the one in Sonar. I just feel like, I guess it could be a little bit better. So some of the things that you will notice is the engine optimization. Like you can see my performance is jumping all over the place on here. It's not like that inside of Sonar. So let's try to take a look at Sonar. All right, so here we are back in Sonar. You have an option to create stuff. I'm going to go down and I'm going to use my empty setup. Right off the bat, you kind of notice a couple of things. You'll see like little crowns all over the place. So like if you go up here to your workstation, like I was saying before, it has a little crown up there. So you don't have that option for workstation. It will bring up this Sonar thing that'll tell you, hey, you need to get membership. So all those who actually do have membership or did get membership, let me know how you guys are feeling about the membership. Do you think that a lot of the people should be actually going toward this? This is one of those things I do want to ask and see how many people have gone to it, how many people really like it, and will you keep continuing to pay for it? That would be another thing that I would definitely want to know, because a lot of promises were made that Bandlab wouldn't go away, but here we are. I don't think that they are doing anything wrong. I just think that, if you're going to make a promise to keep something around and then you decide, you know what, let's not do that, let's try to do something else, it's fine. People change their mind all the time. It happens all the time in business, and I understand. It just feels like a lot of the people who were with, let's say, Sonar Platinum, who felt betrayed by Gibson, they still have some kind of resentment toward that as well. They would rather just be able to buy a product straight up than to actually do a subscription. And I don't know if they understand that or not, but that's what your fan base wants. That's what you should probably give them. But I understand the whole business of it. I feel that people don't understand that, Bandlab hasn't made any money off of Cakewalk since they took it over. So for them to make it off of the subscriptions, I don't think they really mind having just that little bit coming in from this product or for this product. I don't think they really are thinking about it like that. They're not thinking about the older consumers and things like that. They're thinking about the new people who will come in and try to spend every single month or once a year to kind of keep what they have going. And that's why they have made this subscription model the way they have, right? All right, so I did show you the workspaces, and that brings up that. I don't know what this jump to tracks is. If anybody can tell me what it's supposed to do. I did try to look it up on the Cakewalk website. It doesn't really give a detail of what jump to track is or what it's supposed to do. I'm thinking it jumps around on the track itself, but I don't know. I can't tell you. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I just don't know. What's really interesting is if I go to instruments, right? Insert an instrument. I have TTS1 as my default that it pops up for Sonar. But if you don't have TTS1, this won't show up on there. So I think I always thought that was kind of interesting when I've been using Sonar lately. And you can create your tracks as usual, right? So I have the Sonar setup on here. You can do the same thing you used to do. Go to here and go all, and it'll show you all the little connections that you have or that you need inside of here. Still the same kind of setup. But yeah, I would definitely want to know what this jump to track is. Another option that they did kind of take away was the arranger. So if you go to your arranger track, like I showed you in Cakewalk, there's no restrictions. Now you have one arranger that you can use. If you want more than one arranger, you will have to be on the subscription. It's not that bad, but it's just one of those things that you probably will miss after a while, having that on there, right? And like I was showing you before, if I go up to file and I go to export, and let's go to audio. So here is the one for Sonar. So the dithering, the power 1, 2, and 3 have little crowns on there, as you can see. And if you're trying to do task, as you see, the run task has a little crown on it. So it means you would have to have the subscription to do that as well. Those are some of the limitations that you do have now that you don't have inside of Cakewalk by Bandlab. And I can see why, some people feel a certain way about that. I think it's an interesting way to get people to go to the subscription. It's not something that people use every day or on a regular, so it doesn't really affect people that much, but it still can affect people, right? So I'm gonna bring up TTS1. This is what it looks like. It still looks the same. It's still kind of old looking. But what's cool about the new Sonar is they actually have this A and B comparison where this is not a thing inside of Bandlab, right? And it tells you what kind of effect it is, or is it a VST2 or VST3? It'll tell you right here. And you have this settings option right here, right? So if you go to settings, you can do oversampling, and you can enable render. You have up to 16 time upsampling. It's one of those things that most people don't really think about unless you're like really doing some kind of amazing mix for some kind of sci-fi effects or something. That's the way I see it. I don't really see people using oversampling like that, but there are people that do. So I think that A/B comparison is cool. The oversampling, I guess it could be okay. I don't really see the whole point of it, but it is what it is. What's really cool is that you do have an option. So let's say I go up to my plugins, right? I'm just going to go inside of Cakewalk, and I'm going to grab this compressor and gate, and I'm going to drag it down to my sends. So what this is going to do is actually create a send over here, and it's going to show me my sends inside of the track. So it'll made a whole new bus for that compression for the sends. I think that's really cool. You cannot do that inside of the Bandlab one. You have an option to see the data inside of your EQ, which I believe you have to touch something to get it to work, and it's still not working. So this is one of those things where they need to fix this. And I believe they have issues with these kind of things like all the time. And this is one of the things where a lot of people are complaining about, that, you know, they have these tools and things in here, but as you see, it's not showing up even inside here. It is showing up over here, but it's not showing up in here. And it's turned on, so it's not that, right? So if I double click in here, it'll bring up the big one. And as you see, I have the stuff moving. So all of them should be moving. All of these should be moving together from what I know. But that doesn't seem to be the case. And this is like, and now I took the big one away, and now the little one is not playing it either. So these are the kind of things you run into when you're doing different things inside of Sonar. You'll see little glitches, little things that happen. Definitely try to report them. See if they can actually get it fixed for the next update that actually comes out. I know there's a lot of people out there that think that I'm trying to bash Cakewalk or Sonar, but that is not the case. I do want to see them succeed. I do want to see this product thrive, but they have to show me something that is going to get me enticed to say, hey, this is something that really needs to be out there. If you guys ever notice, there is nothing promoting Cakewalk Sonar but word of mouth, right? So on their YouTube channel, they have nothing. On their Instagram, they have nothing. On their Facebook, they have nothing. They do have other people that have Facebook groups that are, posting things about Cakewalk and running Cakewalk, but Cakewalk as a whole brand and product, there is nothing out there. So you're relying on people like me and maybe Creative Source and Home Studio Simplified, Just the Norm. I think those are probably like there's another person out there. I can't remember his name right now. He does a lot of Cakewalk videos, but that's it. I mean, there's no promotion from them, and they expect people to come and gravitate toward Cakewalk. I think that's wishful thinking, just to say the least. I think that's very, very wishful thinking. All right. And the other thing that they've added is the X sampler. I did show a video of how the X sampler works, what it does, how to use it. So I'm not going to go over that in this, but I do want to show you one thing that I think is really, really cool that they added again inside here. And it's a VST. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And it's called Session Drummer. So Session Drummer is really cool. It is a way that you can actually have your drums set up inside of Cakewalk. I'm going to be doing a full video on how this actually works and make a beat and everything, and show you guys how you can add your own drums to this and make your own kits. It's really, really cool tool. But that is for another video. So this is Session Drummer 3. They brought it back for Cakewalk Sonar. I think it's really cool that they actually added that in there. The brick wall limiter. So if you are not sure what this is the Cakewalk brick wall limiter. It is something that they have added inside of Cakewalk Sonar. And it used to be with Splat. It was a separate product. You would get this. You can get the LP equalizer, the older. It was like a Pro EQ that they added inside of Cakewalk. They had it for a very long time and they took it away. It was like a separate purchase that you had to do to get it. I believe Bandlab still has a license for it because they show it in all of their Cakewalk little demonstrations and videos, but they just have not released it to the public, which I don't understand. But once again, I don't know why they chose to go that route. I do think that they should listen to me when I asked them to add another EQ inside the Pro channel. I think that it is something that is definitely needed. I really like this EQ. The only reason that I don't use it more and haven't mixed in Cakewalk in a while is because I can't add another EQ to my chain. So if I have this Pro channel, I have this EQ in here where I can do, you know, my additive EQ and my additive EQ. That is the point of having the EQ, especially for like vocals. So first thing you want to do when you get your vocals is take out all the mud, all the harshness of the vocals itself. And then you may want to have a EQ to kind of boost certain areas. So that is why you would need at least 2 EQs inside the Pro channel, which they are not giving us. So I've asked for it several times. I think 3 times I've asked for it inside of the forum. I don't get any kind of replies or anything, but you know, it's okay. We'll see what they do with it. We'll see how all this turns out. I'm happy you guys are with me and enjoying some of these things that we're finding out about Cakewalk inside and in Sonar as well. So yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this one. If you guys need any mixing and mastering services, definitely check me out, xelohh.com. If you decide to actually go with Cakewalk to Reaper, I have a video showing you how to actually set it up. But if you're lazy and you don't want to do that, I do have a Reaper configuration file that'll get you to set up Cakewalk on your Reaper. So basically you just have a CWP file. You can actually open it up inside of Reaper. Really simple, really easy. But if you want to do it yourself, I do have a video showing you step by step if you want to do it yourself and show you how to actually get your Cakewalk files into Reaper if that's something that you want to do. I'm not trying to push anybody to Reaper. I'm not trying to push anybody away from Cakewalk. It's just an option out there for people. If you want to change, if you want to try something different, it's out there, it's available. And I'll probably be doing some more videos on other DAWs that may be compatible, that you may like or gravitate toward, even some free ones that may help you guys out. But with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this video, and I want to thank you guys for watching. We're still on the road to 20K subscribers. Thank you guys for that. Thank you for every person that has hit that like, every person that has hit that subscribe, every person that has left a comment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and once again, it's your boy X.E.L.O. Until next time, people. Peace.
AutoRewind.